Before Pablo Escobar became the most hunted criminal in the world, he was a young man standing in the streets of Medellín dreaming of one thing: power in a country that offered him none. Escobar didn't start as a kingpin. He started as a problem solver in a city filled with desperation, where money moved faster in the shadows than it ever did in the daylight. He learned early that in Colombia, influence wasn't bought in offices or elections. It was built in the streets, and Escobar knew those streets better than anyone. He began small: car parts, contraband electronics, fake lottery tickets, anything that moved cash from one hand to another. But what set him apart wasn't what he sold, it was how he controlled every step of the deal. While others gambled with luck, Escobar built systems, networks, routes, relationships. He understood the power of loyalty and the danger of leaving anything to chance. Slowly, his name spread through the barrios of Medellín, not as a criminal, but as someone who got things done. Someone who protected. Someone who paid. Someone who was rising fast. Then came the moment that changed everything. Colombia was becoming the center of a new trade. A white powder being consumed in the United States faster than anyone could produce it. It was the perfect storm. High demand, weak borders, corrupt officials, and billions waiting to be made. Escobar saw the future before anyone else did. He didn't invent the cocaine trade, but he industrialized it. Colombia had the product, the US had the customers. Escobar built the bridge between the two. He recruited pilots willing to fly in the dead of night. He secured remote farms to process shipments. He created hidden airstrips so small they barely appeared on maps. At first, the planes carried a few pounds, then dozens, then hundreds, until a single shipment was worth more than the annual budget of some Colombian towns. With every successful run, his network grew, not just in Medellín, but across borders. What made Escobar dangerous wasn't just his ambition. It was his understanding that violence created compliance, but generosity created loyalty, and he bought loyalty everywhere. He paved roads, built soccer fields, handed out money to the poorest neighborhoods. He became a hero to many, a figure who offered what the government didn't: support, security, and opportunity. The people didn't see a criminal, they saw a savior, and in return, they protected him. This was Escobar's greatest weapon, the shield of public support that no law enforcement agency could easily break. But while he was rising, his enemies were rising too. The Ochoa brothers, Griselda Blanco, Carlos Later, Gonzalo Rodriguez Gacha, each one powerful, each one ambitious, each one willing to kill for territory. Escobar did something none of them expected. He united them. He formed the Medellín Cartel, the most powerful criminal organization of its era. It was not a partnership built on friendship. It was built on profit and fear. Escobar ensured that everyone made more money together than they ever could apart. With unity came expansion. With expansion came power. And with power came the attention of governments he thought he could outsmart. By the early 1980s, Escobar wasn't just rich, he was untouchable. For every judge he couldn't bribe, there was one he could. For every police chief who resisted, 5 more stepped forward willing to play his game. At one point, he even ran for political office and almost succeeded. He wanted legality, respect, a place among the elite who had always underestimated him. But the moment he stepped into the world of politics, he made enemies who could not be bought. And from that moment on, Pablo Escobar wasn't just a criminal, he became a threat to the structure of Colombia itself. What he didn't know was that every step he took to build his empire was leading him toward a war that even he couldn't win. Because power creates enemies, fortune breeds betrayal, and the higher you rise, the harder the fall. Escobar believed he was building an empire of destiny, but what he was truly building was the battlefield where the world would one day unite to bring him down. And that day was coming fast.